What up guys, Andres here with Steps for Improvement. And do you have a date coming up but you don't know where to go? Don't sweat it. In this video you're going to be getting 5 first date ideas, places where you can go, 5 date ideas that everyone's going to like. If that sounds good, make sure to stick around for tip number 1. Alright, so date idea number 1 is drinks at the bar. And this is such a simple, casual, low pressure environment which makes for a perfect first date. You can almost never go wrong with getting some drinks at the bar. If you don't have a go-to drink right now, I suggest that you look up some popular drinks so you know what you're gonna get, so you don't stand there for 5 minutes looking at the menu wondering, what should I get? Decide that beforehand. Another reason why getting drinks at the bar is such a great date is that you can bar hop from bar to bar, maybe back to your crib later on. And an extra tip, go to a bar that has happy hour or something similar like that so you don't end up paying a shit ton of money on some drinks. A first date or a date in general doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be over $300. Keep it as low cost as possible. Hi, so I'm actually in the city. I've got to run some errands and do some things, but I'm gonna give you date idea number 2, and that is some takeaway food in the park. Now this is definitely one of the best summer date ideas that you could do, because if it's beautiful weather outside, then why not grab some food to go and sit your ass down in the park somewhere. I recommend foods that you can easily buy as takeaway food. You know, you don't want to be buying no fancy ass risottos, no spaghetti dishes, no, I'm talking about like pizzas, sushi, maybe even hamburgers. Just make sure to bring some napkins with you. And some eating utensils like a fork or a knife, for example, because some places, for some reason, they don't give that out. One reason why this is a good date is that it's also, you know, it's low pressure. You're sitting in the park. There are a lot of people around you, so there's going to be a lot of fun conversations that you can have. And you can sit next to each other, opposed from sitting in front of each other, which can become quite awkward and can quickly dive into interview mode, and no one likes that. So make sure to grab the food to go and sit your ass down in the park somewhere. Alright, so like I said, I'm on my way to the city now. But anyways, date idea number 3 is coffee. And you could do this two of many ways. You could either choose to, you know, sit down at the coffee spot, or you could take it to go, which I recommend if it's the summer. Or you know what, fuck it. I recommend that you take the coffee to go, because that, in my opinion, opens up more opportunities for the date to be more spontaneous and more fun. And that is actually a pro tip, to try to be as spontaneous as possible. Not like you're trying to think of the most spontaneous idea beforehand. So choose settings like taking a coffee to go, because that will more likely allow you to be more spontaneous. When you go on these coffee dates, it's very simple to, you know, bounce to a bar afterwards or to your place afterwards. Maybe grab the coffee, walk around the city a little bit. And if the date is going really well, then you can say something like, hey, I know there's this really cool bar in the area. How about we hit it up? Alright, so the 4th date idea is a wine date. And just like the coffee date, you can go about it 2 ways. You can either go to a bar, or you could buy a bottle of wine, which is a lot cheaper and it's more spontaneous. And sit down somewhere in the park, for example. Just make sure that you're doing it in the legal way and that you're above drinking age. This is a really great date idea. You know, you buy a bottle of wine, some plastic cups, get a beautiful view, sit down in maybe a park like this, for example, and enjoy the wine. And enjoy the date, of course. A tip if you're gonna go on a wine date, maybe grab some food beforehand. So maybe buy some takeaway food. You know, casually bring up the bottle of wine and say, you know, I've actually got this awesome bottle of rosé with me. Do you want to have some? Trust me, everyone is gonna like that. If they don't, you better bounce. As you see by my hair, it's getting a bit windy, but I got one more tip coming along your way. But I've actually got to head home now because I've done my errands in the city. I'm gonna give you a little taste of Uppsala, because you know that I like to sneak in shots of the cities that I'm currently in and give your mind a chance to rest a little bit and absorb all the knowledge that you've learned. But make sure to stick around for the last date idea, because that is absolutely something that you do not want to sleep on and you do not want to miss. Let the montage begin. Alright, so I'm back at the crib. The last date idea number 5 is an activity. And what I mean by this is to do something like play bowling, for example, play some paddle tennis, some form of activity that involves both of you. While this is a great date idea, a thing you should keep in mind is that, in my opinion, an activity pairs best with something like eating beforehand or having a drink afterwards. If you, for example, ask a girl to meet you out for some amazing pizza, what you could do after eating the pizza is say, how about we go play some bowling? There's an alley right around the block. Now, first of all, this is fun and it's exciting, and second of all, it shows that you can lead the date. But honestly, a tip on these date ideas is that it doesn't really matter where you go. All that matters is that what you do and how the date progresses. And like I said, try to keep these dates as cheap as possible. You don't have to go to no fancy restaurant. You can go to a simple pizzeria and then hit the bowling alley afterwards. Or play some paddle tennis, for example. And maybe take her to the gym and show her that you like to get big. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna wrap up the video here, but those are my 5 date ideas. These date ideas are perfect for the summer. They can be used all year around, but make sure to tweak them. You know, you probably don't really want to sit in the park during the winter time when it's all snowy and sit and drink a bottle of wine, you know, sit there and freeze like this. Tweak the day instead. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe because I upload new videos every single Monday and Friday, and make sure to follow me on Instagram as well because I'm dropping new content there every single week. And with that all out of the way, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.